Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to the Blades of Ragnarok, episode 126, which originally aired live on Twitch. That's something I wish that like you know how the toxic fangs and the fang claw, the fang fingers, here's what I'm talking about. If you're like, what the hell is he talking about? The poison synthesis, the venom talon, the venom fangs can toxic incapacitate you. One of the things I wish they would buff the power claw so that there was a small chance that you could rip out someone's organs. Okay, I know that's really dark, but the power claw has a lot of penalties. It has moving penalties, right? So you move significantly slower for a hand that does kind of okay damage, right? It can scratch you for 22 every 2 seconds. Which is good, but it's not good like in-game weapon good, right? That's less DPS than every single other brawler that's in my entire colony. In fact, I would say that's barely better than like, you know, that's equivalent of like 2 people with rifles like rifle butting you. It's not that great. In fact, Sven's masterwork rifle has a melee of 6. A power claw is a melee of what was it? Of 11. So it's like half the melee. It's like double the melee of like a rifle butt. But it'd be different if you could like tear out a body part. Just like yoink, got your nose, yoink, got your eyeball, and it actually create like very, very small chance, right? I'm not talking, you know, it happens every fight. I'm talking it happens once in a blue moon, but that would be hilarious. That it's just like, boom, kidney. That would be great. Because as far as I'm concerned, I see almost no reason to use a power claw. And even less reason for game mechanic reasons. What I will say is the elbow blade, knee spike, and hand talon. Zero reason to use those. Zero reason. You should not use those. The elbow blade, the hand talon, and the knee spike have melee DPS that are significantly lower than almost every other melee weapon. So you would be installing... I guess I should explain quickly the game mechanics behind that. When you fight in a melee fight, what ends up happening is you will... the type of attack that you make will be random. So if you take a look at like a plasma sword, right? When you fight in a melee fight, you could hit them with the handle, you could point stab them, or you can edge cut them, right? So 2/3 of Ulf's melee attacks are high damaging. 2/3 of his attacks do 23 damage at attack. Also, for Ulf specifically, these attacks have a chance to also set on fire for bonus damage. Although it doesn't show it on the weapon. That's how it's coded. It's coded for I forget the percentage. It's like a 1/3 chance. I'm making this number up. It's something like a 1/3 chance for +5 fire damage. I think it's +5 if memory serves correctly. But to make this more simple, let's go with a Persona Sword. So Persona Sword is 2/3 of the fight. 2/3 of the types of damage that you can do is high armor penetrating, high damage stab or edge cut. Now, if I installed a bunch of garbage added hidden blades and crap on Dakin, what would end up happening is when Dakin is in a brawler fight, instead of 2/3 of his attacks being with his Persona Monosword, he would also be attacking with all of the extra garbage weapons given to him. If I gave him knee spikes and hand talons and stuff like that, meaning that his average DPS would actually go down considerably, which was terrible. Terrible. So yeah, the only reason you would want those hidden blade weapons is on your ranged people. And I would say the elbow blade, knee spike, and hand talons don't do high enough damage to really warrant putting them... their armor pen is really, really terrible. And then the only one that has okay-ish armor pen is the knee spike, and its DPS is really low. Poison synthesis would be a little bit more useful because you might be able to toxic shock someone to death. But the problem with that is so you would then knock someone unconscious because of toxic buildup. Oh, Wolu, you're wearing the wrong helmet. But when your toxic buildup is really, really high, you can also cause some other problems. You can cause like dementia and things like that as a result of hitting someone with a lot of toxic stuff. So the venom weapons, and this can be chiefly seen when you watch cobras hunt in RimWorld. Cobras will commonly clear the entire map out of small animals, because what ends up happening is when a cobra attacks a small animal to eat them, they will toxic them so badly that the corpse will immediately be rotten the moment the cobra is done attacking. So if a cobra attacks a rat, there's a very high likelihood that that rat is immediately rotted when the cobra is done killing it. And then the cobra's like, I'm still hungry. I can't eat a rotted rat. I have to go attack the next target, which is really silly. What's the chat's opinion on a bark? I have no idea. Yeah, the cobra's really broken. That's actually something that I wish would be fixed. That the cobras, if a cobra hunted for food, it wouldn't use it, that it wouldn't build up toxic buildup or something. I don't know. But that's one of the problems of using the venom weapons, is the venom fangs and venom talon won't do anything to robotics, obviously, because robots can't get toxic buildup. And then against other humans, it can cause things like dementia. So if you're trying to use venom weapons to subdue enemies for recruiting purposes, you can obviously add dementia to your recruit, and that's a problem. Pet cobras for defense. Yeah, you could have pet cobras for defense. As far as small creatures go, they're probably one of the better ones to have for defense. But I would argue that squirrels are probably the best for defense, because squirrels, if you're looking to ranch animals for meat, squirrels are the most efficient, and no one understands why. Squirrels are actually, here's a weird story. I think squirrels were the first animal coded in RimWorld because they were designed differently than every other creature. So they're oddly unique. And as a result of their uniqueness, there's actually pieces of the code in RimWorld that are hard coded for squirrels specifically. I don't know why. I can't tell you why. Why they're unique or whatever, but one of their traits in being unique is that they provide the most food when ranched and other weirdness like that. Meaning that an army of squirrels, you could breed squirrels for your own protection. You could ranch them for food, and obviously they can swarm an enemy target just as good as anyone else. So tomorrow morning, I'm going to go on the Nodren hunt, and then I will try to clean up. What I'm going to try to do is clean up the last two Bear Clan, leaving Aborn Clan, leaving our ally for next stream, so that we have an entire stream just to murder our own allies. Pretty mean, but that's how we do. Oh, can squirrels be trained? Yeah, I mean, you can. Whether any animal gets trained in attack or not, you can zone them to attack. It's a little bit more annoying, but it's easy to do. Because if you send a bunch of squirrels out to go attack like a centipede and you zone them around the centipede, they'll swarm the centipede. Muffalo squirrels and boom rats were the first few to be added. Yeah, I think squirrels were the dead first, because they're coded differently than every other animal. they're unique in their code, meaning that I think that they were an experiment. Probably animals didn't exist at all, and then squirrels were first, and then Tynan was like, oh, you know what? Let me like make it so that there's a framework for other animals, and then design the framework for all other animals, but never refactored squirrels, so it made squirrels like this weird oddity in the code, which is funny. Is the last thing I have to do murder my ally? Yes. So there was a poll about a week ago, and the poll was about whether or not we would turn on Aborn's clan, and it was voted that we do. Let me check the numbers. So about 1,000 people voted, and 56% said betray our allies and destroy all factions. Tynan seems like the person never to refactor. He did a lot of refactoring when 1.1 released, or when Royalty released. A ton of RimWorld was actually refactored. In a really good way. Because the parts that were refactored so that modding was easier, and modders could have an easier time making sure that things were compatible with one another. It was pretty cool, actually. What is refactoring? An analogy of refactoring would be... Let me think of a good analogy. Imagine that you were assembling a Millennium Falcon made of Legos, and you assembled that Millennium Falcon made of Legos 10 different ways. Refactoring would be to take the best way that you knew how to assemble that Millennium Falcon, and then using that technique to assemble all future, like, Star Wars ships, so that each part of the process was the same. That's not great. That's not a great analogy. A better analogy would be like, something like that. A better analogy would be like if you were building a house. Your first attempt at building a house was to like do each little piece individually, and then you realized, oh, you know what makes more sense? Like making 10 of the same window, and then pouring the concrete first, and then making sure that the plumbers and the electricians aren't on top of one another. Basically, refactoring is like taking spaghetti code, taking like random code that you wrote as a proof of concept, and editing it so that it is as clean as possible. That would be refactoring. But Tynan does like his unique, strange code, and that's the joke. That he's known for like strange, unique code, and there's a lot of it, to be fair, in RimWorld, and it can be frustrating at times. Trying to make things work, and you're like, why isn't this working? And then you realize, oh yeah, because it's just this one weird, unique piece of code that Tynan introduced. It's not a complaint. I mean, one of the things about software development is when you're a one-man team, and this is exactly why my next RimWorld project can't be shared, because I don't plan on spending like 100 hours refactoring my code so it could be shared. It's all spaghetti code. My next, for Western Settlers, which is my next RimWorld Twitch Toolkit series, the whole code base, I've spent, hundreds of hours writing code for it, and the code base is such a mess that I would never be able to give it to another person to use, because it would require an enormous amount of refactoring. And, a lot of the code would need to be completely rewritten, because I had wrote it with no intention of ever really using it for individual use. Oh, here comes Aborn's clan, and there's Arna's relative coming along for this one. Okay, here's the extra helmets. Squirrels being uniquely coded is sort of an inside joke with Tynan. Yeah, I think at this point, like, he's probably been pestered by it. By people being like, why did you do this? So many times that he's like, you know what? I'm never fixing it, as like a point of pride. Of like, you know, as part of the inside joke. So I'm going to get Edith to go out and trade with this bulk goods caravan. And then I'm going to send everybody to go mess with the Nodren. Yeah, other people somehow have relatives other than Naz, who I don't even know what he's up to. Luckily, his mood isn't so bad because we've only killed Connor most recently. Lyra and Kroko, he'll be over in 13 and 14 hours, respectively. So we have bulk good traders. I really hope there's something that I can buy from them. Because there's surely a lot that I can sell to them. But I don't want to donate so much. I don't think they're going to have much. Nope. Nope. God, they have nothing. Alright, I think for the purpose of organizing my inventory, I'm going to be gifting a lot of stuff to them. Just because I don't care for the silver. I have more money than I know how to spend it. And I want to make more room in my my stockpiles. So I'm just going to gift them a ridiculous amount of wealth that I don't, you know, I'm going to go well beyond my relation max as a result. But it's only because I want the empty space in my stockpiles more than I want the money that it's worth. So we're going to have, like, offer gifts of bajillion here in a minute. Because I'm phasing out all my leather armor completely, as it doesn't cover enough of our bodies. So yeah, offer gifts 101, 105, whatever it is. This is just me clearing house. It has the added benefit, of course, and this is unintentional, but the added benefit of making our raids a little easier, because, like, our wealth is going to go down. I'm actually sort of curious how much I can get the wealth to go down in, like, one donation. Guess we're finding out now. I won't donate the honey. I'll keep the honey. Okay. So offer gifts 113. I don't know if you can ever cause it so that they can't move. Maybe you can. I don't know. No, I mean, this Muffalo is 176 over 73, and it's still moving. I don't think that the NPCs don't play by the same rules. My guess is. But we should be able to see in the history graph this donation here once some time progresses, because that was a lot of money that we just forked over to them. Oh, I also kind of want to give them... I won't give up my mead. My mead is mine. Look at all this lovely space we now have. Why didn't I give the recon helmet? Here, scarred. I don't care who does it. Go do some more trading. There's more stuff to be given. They don't want the recon helmet? Okay, whatever. Alright, Rangers. Launch. I'm going to try to send everyone, because this should be a quick Nodren hunt. I don't suspect we'll take very long. I'm going to send Comey and Iskandi as well to help haul the Nodren leather back home. And then we want the trip launcher. And we had 1 kilo left over. Let me just say, it was a perfect caravanning. For pod loading. Scandy's going on an adventure. And this time you're not going to get shot near to death by a pikeman. So if you wanted that, you're out of luck. Hi, Yoda. Stick your head up. Oh, yes. Did I just jinx? Maybe I jinxed Iscandia. Maybe Iscandia is going to die to the Nodren. The Nodren mostly hate men, though. They don't really care about animals as much. Yo, Ragnar, why? Why would you do this? Get out of my bedroom. So rude. Oh, my lord. Mr. Ambiguous Amphibian. The captain of science and technology, or math and science, I should say. Thanks for the raid, raiders. You've come at a good time. So you were last playing 7 Days to Die. Were you playing with the new Twitch Toolkit integration on the, what is that, the Alpha 19? But I appreciate the raid. Thank you, the mighty amphibian raiders. You have just tuned in. We are about to go kill some crazy bull things with rocket launchers. So you're in for a good ride. We're only here for 35 more minutes, but I very much appreciate the raid. And this is my little buddy Yoda. He's really the only reason anyone watches me, and I'm aware of that. He's Sleepy Yoda. Yeah, he's cooing for you all. My mic doesn't pick it up, but... All right, we're ready to launch. So, in this series, we're actually trying to kill everybody. We're trying to clear the map of everyone. I didn't do a good job of it. This episode, I floundered and went off on tangents and didn't get nearly what I meant to get done. But, we have a little married quest here to kill a bunch of, essentially, steroid cattle called Nodren. And the reward is anti-grain warheads. Which is fun things to use. Yeah, you're also here for Tusk as well. Tusky is this little dog that is floating. Here, Yoda, move out of the way. So this is Tusk. And she's a good girl. Are you a good girl? Yeah, she's a good girl. Oh, this is Echo. Echo, hop on up. Echo. Come on up. And this is Echo. Also, struggling to get up on the couch. I'll just push you. She's also a good girl. Hi, Echo. And Echo's gone. Alright, where's my... Oh, wow. Okay, so there's 5 Nodren, and dropping at the edge has me dropping on top of them. Oh, also, I have my Yoda shirt on. Yoda, best dad ever. Oh, boy. Okay. We immediately land and open fire. Iscandia and Comey, I'm sending you to the corner. Who's got the triple launch? Where is the triple launcher? Uh-oh. Where? I sent it. Oh, here it is. Naz! I'm so bad at judging lead. Oh, I think I'm doing it. Sven. So where did I... Yeah, alright, Sven. Stun. Oh, that last one was good. It barely hurt them. We're picking on the one that apparently is like old, 81 years old and full of cataracts. I don't know how I feel about that. Makes me a bully. Actually, Naz, I'm not going to rely on your stunning skills as much because you're the one that gets us home. So everybody start kiting. I mean, not Naz, Sven. Nodren are slow, so we can just outrun them. And let's just shoot them to death. It makes sense that the only one that's kiting right now is the one with a minigun that runs slowly because I lobotomized him. That seems fair, right? Payment arrived. Okay. Oh, weird. The payment went to Skullheim, not Helheim. I don't know why. I guess the quest was offered to Helheim. Anti-grain warheads. I'm going to send these anti-grain warheads home. Don't do this at home, guys. Don't launch anti-grain warheads with a pod. It's actually safe, but it seems like such a bad idea. Good job. You all did exactly what I wanted you to do. Now, next step is to... You know what? Do I care about Nodren? Leather? I don't... I guess I do. It's not as good as Thrumbo. I will probably just end up selling it. And given that I just gave away, like, a mountain of leather to someone that I'm going to betray next stream, it seems a little weird to, This seems a little weird to me, but whatever. Alright, there we go. There's our butcher table. Make sure to do a butcher table, not a butcher spot. A butcher spot, you don't get full yield. And I am also going to have to put the anti-grain warhead. Let's see. This pod here, I'm going to load in the anti-grain warheads in there and hope it never catches fire. I'm going to take extreme precautions instead. We are the Doomsday Clan, and I don't want to lose my Doomsday materials. So I'm going to put a pod launcher in here. I don't think power runs... Oh, no, power does run in there. I'm going to turn power off in this room, and then put my massive explosion stuff back there. So I used the triple launcher, but it didn't work out that well. It obviously... It was a bit of a miss. I hit one good, and the rest kind of blah. We also cut far more trees than I intended. Let me stop that. So... I wonder how bad of an explosion it would be if someone punched the anti-grain. Where are they? Oh, here they are. Ooh, that makes me so nervous. So one of the ways to keep them safe is to put them somewhere where you're not likely to get sapped or attacked. So I'm putting it in like a remote cave. And then another way to deal with it is to remove all power. So if you take a look here, these cables no longer hold charge, which means they can't short circuit and set things on fire. And then I'm going to the added trouble of putting them in a transport pod so that if someone wants to tantrum, they can't punch it either. So many, many, many levels of protection. And then one other thing that you can do is to put one fuel in this pod, which apparently I need chem fuel. But if you put one fuel in that pod, it allows you to send this transport pod anywhere on the map tile so that if there is a fire here, you can launch the pod to safety. So there's so many levels of making sure that this doesn't go wrong that, you know, if you really want to be super paranoid, you could also put a fire foam popper in there, but that I don't think is necessary. Because if there was ever a fire in there, you could just launch the pod somewhere to safety. So the Nodren run is done. And do I bring 2K meat with me? I'm going to bring their leather. Yeah, I'll bring the meat. Why not? That's why I sent the horses to begin with. Because it's gonna cause... I'm going to get like a meat pinata when I get home. So where's my meat pinata? Here it is. Boom! Meat pinata. It's ridiculously stupid amounts of meat just blows up out of the horses. What if I get an infestation in this room? It's impossible. Infestations can only happen when you have overhead mountain tiles, and there is not a single overhead mountain tile in this room. So it's not possible. I could have infestations here if these spots warmed up a little. So if I lost power, or I had a heat wave and the heat coolers couldn't keep up, or if I had a solar flare or something like that, it's hypothetically possible for me to have an infestation on my base, but just not here, because there is not, it doesn't meet the requirements. So at this point, I need insect meat for chem fuel. So I think what I'll do is the high explosive shells, I'm going to suspend it, because I've been making so many high explosive shells, I basically don't have chem fuel. And that's evidenced by all of my pods here have no fuel. I suppose I could... one way to get fuel is to just process the Nodren meat into chem fuel. Yeah, why not? Why not, like, any meat? I don't really care. We have so much meat now. Got... How much meat do I have? Where this button? 4,111 meat, and probably more than that, because some of it isn't in the stockpile. That's enough meat to process whatever I want to chem fuel. So looking at the time I have left, let's destroy one of the... remaining rough Viking clan bases. So there's Knut, and then there's Dented Hat. And I don't care which one, because obviously we're saving our allies for last. So I'll have you vote after this poll about the tactics. I'll have you vote on specifically which one it will be. Because either way, we can pod there and far skip home. So all of the ambiguous amphibian raiders, how did you like... I haven't actually tinkered with the newest 7 Days to Die. I haven't returned to 7 Days to Die since beta 18, so it's been a while for me. How is it? Do you enjoy it? And I appreciate those that are still sticking around. It's pretty cool when raiders stick around like that. This little guy approves. In fact, he wants to say hi. Contrary to popular belief, he is not battery operated. He's not a fancy VR avatar. He's a real life boy who likes fish and peanut butter. What else do you like to eat? Fish, peanut butter, bananas. You love bananas. And clementines? He'll eat carrots, but he doesn't love carrots over bananas or clementines or peanut butter. All right, it's pretty clear that the raid is going to be Doomsday launchers. I am going to just send my Psycasters on this raid. So, what raid target? It was what? Dented Hat and Knut. What weird names. So Dented Hat is the far-flung island in the middle of nowhere. And Knut is the encroaching, to be fair, it was there first, but the encroaching base next to Skullheim. And either target works for me. So you make your choice. So now that this has fuel, we can put the antigrain in before someone decides to punch it. The only thing that I have to remember not to do is I cannot roof up the pod itself here, because then the pod is not launchable. But if anything ever happens, like let's say this room catches fire, or let's say even though the game mechanics don't allow it, it somehow manages to have an infestation, I can always be like, hey, launch my warheads into the farm. If, like, let's say the farm was still intact. Or launch my warheads here, or somewhere else. You know, I could launch them to safety. And the fact that they're in a transport pod means they can't be punched from a tantrum. And there's really nothing flammable in here other than the pod itself, so that's not much of a threat. So it's a very secure way to hold a tactical nuke. Or an antigrain warhead, in this case. Skip shield. We do have some Psycasts here. Artistic trainer. Scarred, that would be you. Neuroquick. No one needs it at the moment. Chaos skip. Nope. Nope. Berserk pulse. Nope. Oh, Sven needs Berserk pulse. A regular skip. No one. And crafting trainer. Well, Knot's at 20, so I guess Ragnar. This would be yours. Alright, Ragnar is a straight 20-20. Nice. What does Neuroquake do? Neuroquake makes everyone on your map tile go berserk, unless you're within the radius. So I'll show you. Mousing over it will show you the safe radius. See the radius that is about 10 by 10, right on top of Freya. When you start to cast Neuroquake, it will take 24 seconds to cast it, and then anyone outside that circle that is not psychically immune will become berserked until they die. It is like a I win button. And then the caster of the Neuroquake goes into a coma, and then everybody gets a -10 mood for 10 days, I think, something like that, of a Neuroquake echo. So it is an ultimate, like, I win button, but you just have to be careful about how you use it. Did I trade with these guys? I don't think I did. Edith? Hurry. Oh, it's Freya. Sorry, Freya. No, maybe I did. Edith, that's not hurrying. They're making it out. I've used a lot of Neuroquake already in the past. 2 bionic legs and you can't catch this lady that is just traipsing out of the zone? Alright, whatever, Edith. It's my fault anyway. Alright, we're gonna go to Dented Hat. And... I think what I need to do... Here, let me just play on fast forward. I need to wait until, I'm need to wait until Sven can make it home. So it's going to be right at the buzzer here. I'm planning on having Freya, Dakin, and Sven travel to Skullheim via pod. Because Dented Hat out here is too far to pod from Helheim. So they'll need a pod to Skullheim, and then pod with the Doomsday launchers out to Dented Hat. And Sin, once they're there, will join them. As Sin is also a Psycaster. So Sin and basically every Psycaster that I have is going to go out to Dented Hat and Doomsday launch them to death. Can you change your vote? Oh, it's too late. I've used a lot of Neuroquake, though, so you could probably go through the YouTube episodes and find plenty of instances where I've Neuroquaked. Current goal being updated. To speed this process up, Sven, will you do hard drugs? Or rather, do hard drugs. Go Juice, if you're wondering, immediately gives you 15 Psi Focus, and then also he won't need to sleep for a while, which allows him to meditate for more Psi Focus. It's possible that I'll Neuroquake sometime in the future for other raids if you vote that I use Psycasts. Because there's also Entnot and then the 3 Alboran clans, Arto, Kunkut, and Mindin, that can be destroyed by Psycast as well. After this batch of meat chem fuel, no, I'll just keep making it. I actually don't have any. No, I do have insect meat. Yeah, all right. I'm going to make this insect meat only now. So we have 107 insect meat. My next RimWorld series is already predetermined. Sir Ice Mage. I've been working hundreds of hours on it, so it's, I'm not likely to pivot. In fact, you can, I do have a website, and part of the website is upcoming series, because my upcoming series are determined by my patrons and Twitch subs suggesting things, and then us voting on them. So these 2 upcoming series were determined long, long ago, embarrassingly long ago. I almost don't even want to admit how long ago. But at least they're planned, and they're in motion. When you ask how much time do I spend preparing these RimWorld runs, it really depends on which run specifically. So for this one specifically, almost no time at all. This was very impromptu, last minute, because things weren't ready. Other projects weren't ready. So this was, for lack of a better term, filler. I don't like thinking of it as filler, but it was technically like something that I threw together at the last second. Which is why it doesn't have Twitch Toolkit integration, because Twitch Toolkit integration requires a little bit of preparation, and I prepared maybe like 12 hours for this, something like that. But the Wendigos took me on the order of probably like 100 hours or so, maybe a little bit more, 200 hours. Western Settlers, which is the one that's in the works, I've spent 500 hours, and it will probably require another 200 or 300 So pushing 1,000 hours. And most of that time is spent writing code and designing assets, debugging, customizing mods to fit and suit my needs, and collaborating and cooperating with other developers like Mr. Chimmick, who's been instrumental in helping me get it ready. And then also designing a website and creating tutorials, because they're generally speaking very complicated and very involved. So yeah, there's a lot, there's a lot included. But it's one of the wonderful things that you all allow me to do when you support the channel, is to do these crazy big, overly elaborate projects that, that span months and take a lot of planning. It's actually, so what's funny is I planned my wedding much, and my wife would agree, much more than, speaking of wedding, this is why you were saying weddings. Having planned my own wedding, I think I've spent more time on Western Settlers than my own wedding. And I didn't have a wedding planner either. But I had a pretty simple wedding, so that explains it. So Sin and Ursa getting married. Getting hitched. I think they actually like each other too. Yeah, they do. Which is unusual because most of my couples don't. Like Freya and Eirik aren't 100% for one another. Gaida and Frode probably barely know one another. Yep, that's true. But Sin and Ursa was a couple made to be. Meant to be. Alright, so they're celebrating, and you know what? Let's crash the wedding. I'm not going to crash it in a mean way, but let's take this Doomsday Launcher and Triple Launcher and crash the wedding. So, Dakin, Freya, and Sven with the Triple and Doom. Go. All right, wedding crashers. There is a tiny spot here that I can drop to. I hope I don't drop like in the middle of the lake. Here we come. Crash your wedding. Boom. Oh God. What did I crush? Was this a stool? All right. As long as the Doomsday Launcher is not crushed, I'm fine. Ursa, you're gonna have to mine out collapsed rocks at your own wedding. I apologize. This is entirely my fault. I take full responsibility. Hey, it wasn't a wine glass that I crushed. Maybe one of you got the reference. Oh God, there's like no food here. Ursa, why have you not been cooking? Or Gael, why have you not been cooking? Oh, need material? Wait, but I want simple meals. Oh, I understand what's been going on. My simple meals are supposed to be vegetarian only. Oopsie. Boo. Okay, so the marriage celebration is over, and what better way to celebrate a marriage than go kill people? This reminds me of a news article I just recently read about an Indian wedding. They didn't kill anyone, but the bride died, so the guy married the younger sister with the dead bride in the next room. I don't understand arranged marriages, and I'm so very glad mine was not. Sin, Dakin, Sven, and Freya, my Psycasters. Grab the launchers. Boom, boom. And wood. Yup. A wood base is going to be very sketchy, but I'll do it. And go. Wake up. Go, go, go. There is people to be killed, because I have 9 minutes left, and I owe it to my audience for murder. So we're going to attack Dented Hat, as dumb as a name as that sounds. For the biofuel refinery, let's make chem fuel out of wood for now to refuel these. And what's going to happen here is I'm going to bait the raiders. I'm going to bait the defenders of this colony into attacking me, and then I'm going to nuke them. Hi, realistic human. Welcome to the stream. I'm so glad to have you. All right, here we are at Dented Hat. So this is a weird island nation. Oh boy, is it ever. One thing I will say. Oh, the tradition of golden weaponry. Hang on. Fight music, chill. Chill. Oh, much better. Wait, where do we? Yeah, we're landed right now. Okay, perfect. Sin, pick up, and Sven. Actually, Sven, you pick up the big one. Sin, you'll have the triple. Haul. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to design a trap for the raiders here. One that is effective so that I can hit them and get them with as much of the Doomsday Launcher as possible. So I'm going to design said trap. Now, doing it in wood is a little sketchy, but I'm a sketchy dude, so that's how it's going to be. All right, work. What time is it? So Freya's the only one that's going to do anything, huh? Everyone else is going to go straight to sleep. And they're actually tired, so whatever. One of the things that I could do to speed up sleep is... Who's the best constructor? Yeah, it's only Sven. Sven, make beds for everybody. Let's just hope that the enemies don't decide to come try to murder me while I sleep. Because I don't have a contingency for that. Alright, Freya. Instead of wooden walls, let's see if I can shrink this project down a little bit and use stone instead, because I would feel a lot better secured if I was behind sandstone walls. I should have sent performance-enhancing drugs here to allow for faster movement speed. And then back here, what I want to do is I am purposely going to have 2 wooden doors, or two wooden walls, so I can pocket. Well, you'll understand when it's built. And if I have to go long, I have to go long. I won't leave you all hanging. Come on, sleepyheads. Sleep faster. Hey, Teskey. Alright, you've slept enough, Mr. Sven. So in order to get all of the enemies into one big doomsday launcher, I need to lure them, right? And these guys don't like to stay clustered or grouped. So the idea is to force them to sap attack me. And then in the process of them sap attacking me, sneak around to a weak spot and blow them up. So that's the concept here. So I'm gonna put a... Maybe it should be a granite door. Because granite doors are going to be tougher than anything else I could build. So let's break down some granite so I can make a granite door. So Sven and Sin don't have shield belts. And as a result, they're going to be my Doomsday and triple launchers. And then Dakin and Freya are going to be my my bait. Sven has the ability to turn people invisible, as does Freya. And I've used this tactic in the past, but I just want to reiterate. The idea essentially is to turn Sven and Sin invisible while everybody else is aggressive towards Freya. And Dakin, and then lure them into getting themselves blown up, essentially, because that's the best way to do this. So we're gonna put a granite door here as basically bait lure to try to draw the enemies to me, while I have a weak point in the wall that I can bust out real fast, and then it's going to be like a weird pocket here that I will I'll hide in. Uh-oh, they're already attacking my members. Oh god, finish up. Finish up, finish up. Yeah. I figured it was going to be fast like that. All right. It's quick. Everybody constructs. Everybody constructs. I know you have construction skill of nil. This actually works to my benefit because now they're coming to me and I don't have to go lure them. All right, Sin, get in the pocket. Sven, hurry up. Oh, yeah, I didn't see this here. Oh, crud. Don't fail, don't fail, don't fail, don't fail. Okay, good. All right, so they are all going to be coming to the front gate here. Or not. Come on. Don't stand at my back door. Really? 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 Red Blue Jay? Okay, apparently they're attacking everything at random, so instead, I'm going to go for an audible. Because they seem dumb, and my tactic didn't work. So knowing that I have bionic legs and I can outrun them all, I want them to lure to me. Are you really just gonna fill my... Okay. Sure, trap yourself. Oh my god, this worked out better than I thought it would. They're all grouping into one big horde. Yes, yes. Group up, group up. Okay, Sven, Let's lead a little bit better. Maybe here. So here is the, let me mark the point of attack here. I'm launching here. X marks the spot. Sin, you don't have to fire. Oh my goodness, yes. Oh, delicious. Okay, next. Here you go, Sven. Oh, they're fleeing. I'm not done. Purple narwhal. I pick you to be particularly mean to. You know how they say don't play with your food? Well, played. Very much play with my food there. Alright, Dakin wants a piece of something, so... Jesus, where are you going? You are really in a rush to die. Alright, Blue Jackal and Tobiasin, they're gonna make it out. Sven, you're Bloodlust, right? Let's go kill Osmond, or Almond, whatever his name is. Almond Joy. And there we go. That is Dented Hat gone. Completely gone. Before I leave home, because I want to leave myself in a good position to pick up next episode or next stream, I'm going to rampage their base real quick. I don't really have to worry about anything because their Vikings are technically tribals and they're not going to have any traps or anything. But I do have access to some legendary equipment. I like how they had like a blacksmith here. That's kind of cool. There's smithies and whatnot. And one might notice that they have a mountain of hay and no beasts of burden. Oh, they have hanathal tables. Yeah, those things. And a whole lot of sheep wool, but no sheep. There's a Welsh joke in there somewhere. This is a very terrible throne room, which really looks more like knee torture to me. Some beds. Come on, it's gotta have something tasty here. Some sort of glorious loot. No, just more stupid bedrooms. Bunch of raw meat and berries. Ah, their drug room. Not a Viking base without a drug room. And their kitchen and more bedrooms. And okay, so I think we've seen almost everything here. Almost. It's pretty boring. Pretty standard stuff. With like one golden weapon. So let's reform caravan and head home. There's still some enemies. The hell are you on about? What enemies? Oh, there's a few horses that like don't like me. Hold on, let me go squish some horses. So I guess they did have animals. I'm mistaken. Comenia Scandia, if you're still here, don't watch. Alright, this is a little buggy. I don't know why the game would not allow me to reform, because these horses are obviously not aggroed to me. They belong to the Bear Clan, but they're not hostile. They're not hostile or not aggressive or whatever you want to call it. So the fact that it wouldn't let me reform my caravan because there's a few horses around just seems super weird. What are we taking? We're going to take their Plasteel Dane Axe, their Golden Legendary Throwing Axe, Their silver 1, 2. I don't want their beer. It's mead life for me. Their golden helmet, their plasteel armor, their silver armor, silver, and there's more. There's other stuff, but I don't really care about it. Oh, smoke leaf joints. We'll take 210 smoke leaf joints. These guys lived on Weed Island. And then Sin, you have to return home, and then I'm all set. Go, Sin, go. No, Sin, I didn't say go eat food. Oh, because you're trying to unload your inventory. Go home, Sin. And now we have, like, another legendary blade. This is a common theme, getting golden blades. It's not our first legendary golden weapon, and it's not our first golden weapon. Here's a golden gladius we looted before. All right, Sin, go join your spouse. And as soon as you land, there we go. Doomsday raid done. I killed the vast majority of the enemies with that Doomsday launcher, much thanks to Skip. And that about wraps up this stream. Thank you for watching The Blades of Ragnarok, which originally aired live on Twitch. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you have any feedback for me, let me know in the comments below. Thank you so very much for watching. I'll catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell.